Hello everybody. My last video didn't turn out so well with the audio quality, so I wanted to re-record this for you so that I could get the message clear. So today we're going to be talking about what you can do if you've been sick, things that you should be avoiding if you're trying not to take antibiotics, what you can do, and what we do at my own house when we get sick, which is number one, we go and we see the chiropractor more because we know that our brain controls our entire body through our nervous system, and if there's pressure on our nervous system, it causes our body not to function as well. And when we're not feeling well, we absolutely want to be functioning as best we can. So in order to make that happen, we go and we get extra adjustments at our chiropractor to make sure our spine, nervous system, and our body is functioning as best as it can be. The other thing that we do is we take extra vitamin D. Vitamin D, I could go on for a while on all the great benefits on it, but on a basic level, it helps you fight things as basic as a common cold or things as important as cancer. So you want to make sure you're having a very high vitamin D level in your body at all times. One thing that you can do to check or monitor that is if you go to see your medical doctor and have blood work done every year, you can have that checked when you have that done. So if you do take vitamin D3 on a daily basis, when you get sick, you want to up that. So myself personally, when I get sick, I'll take anywhere between 20 and 50,000 IUs of vitamin D, just to get it going, get health going a little bit quicker for me and help me get into a little bit better state. It is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you'll need to take it with a meal that's been cooked in good fat or with a good fat, such as fish oil or raw nuts, avocado, olive oil or coconut oil, grapeseed oil, one of those things. The other thing about vitamin D is that you want to be getting it from a whole food source because that will allow you to get your level very, very high to where you're effectively fighting cancer. When you are very deficient in it, you can take a synthetic form of it and get a benefit from it. However, it'll never really allow you to get your level higher than 40 or 45 nanograms per deciliter, which isn't really effective enough to fight the more important things such as cancer, osteoporosis. You will probably be okay with, but you want to have a very, very high level, preferably above 60. The other things that we do, some things that you should be avoiding when you're sick, are things like sugar and dairy. These are going to produce more mucus for you. So whether your problem is you can't get it out or you have a problem with it coming out too much, you don't want more, right? So those things are going to produce more mucus, and on another note, they're going to produce more inflammation in your body, which is all most sickness and disease is these days, is just too much inflammation in the body. So another thing I wanted to touch on and address is if you are not able to keep anything down or you're not able to eat very much, you don't want a heavy stomach while you're feeling ill, the one thing I would really recommend that you get is bone broth. Bone broth is from when our grandparents were alive. When they would make soup, what they would do is they would get an animal and they would cook the food, and they would take the bones and then they would boil the bones and get the bone marrow and all of the good nutrients and minerals out of that, and then they would have a base for a soup. We don't do that anymore these days, so now we have bone broth powders and things that we can do that are just as equally as good. I know Dr. Josh Axe, last name Axe, has a very good bone broth powder that you can purchase online, or check your local food or health market for some sort of bone broth, either powder or liquid, or you can even make it yourself, which is the best way to go. Get some organic bones and you brown them up and you can make your own bone broth right at home. Now, when I did this last video, I had a friend of mine, Paul, who asked what you can do if you do not want to take antibiotics, which was a great question. I was almost embarrassed that I didn't think of it myself. So what I do want to share with you is that if you are trying to avoid antibiotics, and there are a laundry list of reasons that you should, but on a basic level, what I'll tell you is they only are good for removing bacteria, not virus. So if you're having things like the common cold or an ear infection, an antibiotic is not what you need or what you want. what they do is they'll clear out, yes, they'll clear out all any bad bacteria if you have a bad bacterial infection, but they also clear out all of the good bacteria in your gut, which is most of your immune system and things that help you with digesting food. So if you're trying to avoid getting on an antibiotic, a natural antibiotic is oregano. Whether you take it in the pill form or if you get it as an essential oil, it is an antiviral, antibacterial, antibiotic in the natural form. So the thing about it is if you do get it in an essential oil form, it is a hot oil, meaning it will burn your skin, so you will need to dilute that. So if you end up going that route, be sure to get some guidance on the best way to do that and how to go about taking that orally so that you can be as healthy as you can in the most natural form. With that being said, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a great day, and sorry about the quality of the audio on that last video. We'll not be doing a Facebook Live for anything as important as one of these anymore. Have a great day.